I would say she had behavior like as in like I would say she like kind of like made me like cut off a lot of friends and family, you know, and I feel like she really wanted control over everything. And it was just like, yo, you want my money? You don't want me to have friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't even really. She was so cold with it, where every time I would think I was getting on my feet and save a couple dollars, she would go and she would find something where I had to spend them couple dollars where I couldn't even get fully on my feet.
Welcome to another episode where we have real conversation with real people. Today we have a special guest. He's a father. He's also an artist, known as Lambo Zoe, but I call him Zoe because we family. So welcome, Zoe. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm glad you took the time out. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I think this conversation is needed.
Yeah, most
for the
definitely.
people. And to get straight to it, man. So you was married for 10 years. When you first met your ex-wife, what made you feel like she was the person you wanted to build your life with at that time?
Well, when I first met her, we met in middle school.
Word?
Yeah, we met.
Oh, okay.
We met in middle school. She was the sweetest person, and I was going off that image from middle school because we caught back up years later.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, dang. Okay. Dang, that middle school love. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Most definitely, it was most definitely middle. She wasn't my girlfriend in middle school though. Like she was just a pretty girl. You know, she was just
Right.
a girl that was just like she was around. She was just quiet, and I was just like once I caught back up because when Facebook first came out, it was kind of like just matching you up with everybody from your schools.
Yeah, I
So it
remember
was
that,
just
yeah.
like yeah. Like if you went to this school, like oh they'll match you up with those people. So I seen her and I was like, oh yeah, like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
grow
was
up.
it. Yeah, she was
yeah,
it. So
yeah.
I had to hop up on it. Most definitely did.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So, like, early in the relationship, like, were there any, like, red flags that you ignored or you didn't think they were serious at the time?
Yes. It was plenty red flags that I ignored. I I always tell people I feel like we were trauma bonding.
Trauma bonded?
Yeah. Like I felt like when I first met her, I was fresh out of a relationship. She was fresh out of a relationship. So that kind of brought us together because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I had conversations with her about God, and she was cool with that. So that made me, like her more because I'm like,
Right.
okay, well, at least we on the same page with that. But I didn't know her.
Oh,
like
so you're
that.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, when you mean you ain't know her, like, far as, like, her personality, how she go about things, how she reacted
Yep.
to things and things like that.
Yep. I didn't know her. I didn't know her past traumas.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Like I didn't know a lot about her before I married her. And then once I married her, everything came out. And that's what kind of like put us at a standstill for a while. And it was just
So, like, how long did you guys date it? Like, you got like, yeah. How long did you guys date it until you said, no, I want to marry you?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you just like this. We dated for like 3.5 months.
3.5 months?
3.5 months before I married her.
Okay.
Yep. We were doing long distance. We were doing like long distance because I was in Tennessee. She was in Milwaukee. Because I'm originally from Milwaukee, but I moved down to Tennessee for a while because my
Okay.
parents were down there, and I was trying to get to know my mom again. Like when my father first passed, I didn't have a lot of family up here that I really knew like that.
Yeah.
So, I called my mom. I was just letting her know, like, I was going through a tough time. And she was just like, come down to Tennessee. So I went down to Tennessee. And I got to know her all over again. And
Okay.
because she was gone for like 10 years out of my life.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I had to get to know her again. And,
Yeah.
that's how me and the Facebook kind of connected us because I didn't
Okay.
really see her in person. It was just like, oh, man, yeah.
Okay, and it'd be like that. Dang, because you would think, for me, I'm like, dang, you met her in middle school, so I have the impression maybe, like, you kind of knew her already? Like y'all kind of like know each other very well, but you know sometimes don't really mean nothing because people do change
Yeah.
after middle school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of the things you described your ex as controlling and narcissistic. What were some behaviors that made you feel that way?
Yeah. When I first got back to Milwaukee, we kind of was, you know, like we kind of like jumped in. When I first got back to Milwaukee, she was like, you know, you should move in with me, and I'm just like, all right, cool, woo woo. She had a lot going on. At that point, I didn't really have much going on for myself. To be completely honest, I wasn't stable. I was young, you know. I was not in my bag as a man.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, you know, that sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? I can get myself together or whatever. But she came with the standards, as in like she was just like, nigga, you gotta marry me. You know. So it was kind of like, you know, I still want to get to know you, but you want to be married. So it's like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm sick of going through girl to girl and stuff like that. And religion really kind of had me be like, okay, I need to marry the next girl that I'm finna be with.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, you know, because I was really into God at that. I was really trying to find God at that point.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna marry her and I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm not finna be shacking up with this girl and not do the right thing. So that's what I did.
So like, but what made her? But you mentioned how she was controlling things like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, how did that start?
Yeah. So it all started with like things as in like going through my phone. Like out the gate, she needed to know everything that I had going on in my phone. She needed to know every person I knew. She needed to know, you know, how she needed to know where I was going, how long I was gonna be there, which wasn't really bad until I started getting calls where it's just like, how long you gonna be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I could get to getting them calls where it's just like, hey, well, who is that in the background? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's what kind of made her controlling. And I was just kind of like, you know, like, dang, like, you know, like, I have dealt with women like that before, but I have never dealt with it at this level where a person really want to know what's going on in my background and find my phone on, and you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that,
talking about share your location?
Yeah, show my location. And then like it even got so bad where it was just like, I'll be outside and, you know, kicking it with the fellas or whatever, and niggas would be like, is that your girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, hitting the block, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it got that bad, so it was just like, I don't know, maybe, like, you know, so, so, you know, that was kind of embarrassing because, you know, everybody else had the free will.
But felt like she had you on a leash.
Yeah. So it felt like I was on a leash because it was just like, yo, I can't do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it got to a point where it was just like, come on, like, you gotta lay off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I could put on my location. I did everything. To be honest with you, I did everything that she wanted me to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wanted to make it work. But I do feel like we should have did marriage counseling first. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like I should have got to know her a little bit more, a lot of bit more. You know what I'm saying?
3
Like,
months,
I jumped in. I jumped into it. It was just, and that's why I called it trauma bonding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a young man trying to figure my way out. You know, my father just passed. That was my backbone. I moved in with my mom, and then she telling me come up here. You know what I'm saying? She gonna take care of a nigga, and it's just like, okay, cool.
But but to your defense, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like what you said. Like, you really didn't have the proper guidance, and you did the best you could. Like, we all do the best. Yeah, like we go about things the best way we know how. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we can, not saying this is you or you never had this moment, but like sometimes we be in living with regret, beating ourselves up because like, why would I put myself in this situation? But you gotta think about like, what if you never did? You know
exactly. So,
and
I do think about that. I got a beautiful child. A beautiful child came. I mean, she's 6 years old right now.
Yeah.
And you know, and like year 7 was really rocky. You know, it was to the point where it was just like, all right, I think I'm about to go. And then bam, she ended up pregnant. So it was just like I kind of got caught in that a little bit. I'm like, dang, I can't leave her out there like that. You know what I'm saying? She my baby, but we were going through some really tough times. Like, you know, we were fighting like cats and dogs.
Yeah, but that'd be like that. And
Yeah.
you one of the things I want to ask you too, you said she had a lot of narcissistic ways. Like, if you can remember, like, what type of behavior she would have?
I would say she had behavior like as in like I would say she like kind of like made me like cut off a lot of friends and family, you know, and I feel like she really wanted control over everything. And it was just like, yo, you want my money? You don't want me to have friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't even really she was so cold with it where every time I would think I was getting on my feet and save a couple dollars, she would go and she would find something where I had to spend them couple dollars where I couldn't even get fully on my feet.
Damn.
She was cold with it.
What it sounds like to me, correct me if I'm wrong, what it sounds like she had a lot of control over you.
She did.
Okay.
She had a whole lot of control.
Like
over me.
emotionally wise too. I believe.
Emotionally, emotionally wise because when a person is doing things for you, I got a tattoo on my collar that say loyalty before royalty.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be loyal. You know what I'm saying? To whoever's loyal to me.
Right.
And that's what was killing me. My loyalty.
Yeah.
My loyalty, because I'm like, okay, she putting me on my feet, whatever. Woo, woo. I get somewhat on my feet, and it's just like, okay, I feel like I owe you, and that was the problem. That was one of the main problems.
Oh, okay. No. That makes sense. That makes sense because, you know, I have friends who went through similar things like that. Even me dealing with certain women who have a lot of narcissistic behaviors and how they can mess with a person's mind. It can make you question yourself at times. You know what I'm saying? And let me ask you this: like, do you okay? By her having control over you, do you think it made you like a? Did your friends kind of look at you like a simp? Like, dang, dog, you got this girl controlling over you.
Yeah,
dog.
they
Like,
most definitely did because that ain't the dude they knew.
damn, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really, before I left Milwaukee, I had my own crib, I had my own car. You know what I'm saying? I was bossed up and I was playing with a lot of women. And you know what I'm saying? It was just like, they was just like, dang, this nigga can't even really go outside. Like, nigga, they'd call me and be like, nigga, can you go outside? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was hilarious to me. But then it actually slowed me down at the same point in time, too.
Word.
It helped me realize who was around me. Yeah. So it was, you know, it was kind of it was a bad thing, but a good thing at the same time.
Nah, for real. No, for sure. So when people listening, right, when they hear you say, okay, well, she wanted to control who I was talking to. She asked me where I'm at, who's in the background, things like that. Like, what role did you play? Did you ever cheat on her? Did you do anything for her to act that way?
That's the thing. I never cheated on her.
Okay.
You know, but she knew my past.
What you mean by that?
She knew my past. She knew I was a player.
Oh.
You know my past. You know when you know somebody passed. She like, okay, I'm not finna give this nigga an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, I wasn't known that. Mm-hmm. I wasn't trying to cheat on her. I never cheated on her through the whole marriage. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Through the whole thing that I went through, I never cheated. Yeah. And she always was just like going through her own thing through her last relationship. Mm-hmm. I think her last relationship really hurt her and made her a certain type of way, and she kind of like put that stuff on me. Yeah. Now I'm trying to, you know, close a hole that I didn't open. Right. So.
No, that makes sense. No, that makes perfect sense. You know, because sometimes, you know, some people don't really take that time to work on themselves when they get out of a relationship. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they find distractions, and then and by you not taking the time out, then you end up bleeding on the next relationship.
Right,
And
right.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, she was cut. She most definitely was cut.
Yeah.
And she was bleeding all over me. And it was just like, yo, what type of time you on?
Right.
You know, but this was I'm already married. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so
So
it's kinda
it's just like, yo, what am I about to do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna I can't divorce her. And it's like over time she'll get better. Maybe I can, maybe I can help her. I always felt like I could be a counselor. So it's like I always had a helping spirit. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
maybe I can help her. Maybe I can get her, to understand that I'm not gonna do that to her. Maybe I can shower her with more love. But it wasn't. She didn't understand that. She didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't really care for that type of love. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said, I put my iPhone on. I mean, I find my phone and
Location knows.
location. Yeah,
Yeah,
I put the location
yeah.
on and all that crap, and I answered the phone calls, and you know what I'm saying. And I was real. If it was some females in the background, yeah, my boy and them, they got some friends over here, but we over here playing cards and woo woo. No, you need to come home. Woo woo. Dang, can I have a good time?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it sound like
I
she's
still need
clingy.
a life outside of the life we're trying to build.
Yeah, it sounded like she was very clingy.
Very clingy.
Yeah.
Very clingy.
Yeah. Was her dad was in her life?
Nah.
Yeah. Those be the ones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah, man. Shit, I got my fair share. Boy, I got my fair share because like
Yeah.
you kind of understand like their behavior as I got older. Because I used to disrespect women, like unintentionally. Like when I meet a woman who don't have a father, like man, this bitch retarded. That's what the first thought. But now I'm older now. It's just like, okay, that's explain why you never had a positive male father, a role model to actually to show you how to go about things, how to react to things and shit like
Yeah.
that. So that made perfect sense. And when you like you been in that marriage, like were you like, did it end up? No, how can I ask you this? Did friendships ended because you was in that marriage at that time?
Yeah. Friendships ended.
Damn.
Family members disowned me.
Damn, because of her?
Yeah, because of her. But it was some things that she was waking me up to. Everybody wasn't real. I'm gonna give her that too. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody wasn't real, so it was just like I was around these people, and she was just showing me some things. So I would lean back a little bit, but at the same point in time, she wasn't letting me cut those people off on my own timing.
Oh, so she's kind of
Yeah, it was kind of like oh no, they can't come in the crib, or you know what I'm saying, they can't come over. Like you got to meet them. Well, like okay, now do you want me in the house or do you want me outside?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we get the house comfortable. Okay, now that we got the house comfortable, now a lot of people don't even want to come over because they don't like who I'm with.
Damn.
Because they feel like they can't talk freely. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that bad. Like where people was like, she controlling me that bad because people felt like she was listening to everything, and it was just bad. And it was just like, okay, I want to be there, but then it's like, dang, like
I feel you on that part.
yeah.
So what is something you will want someone to know why it's not? No. I'm actually totally wrong. Why do you believe from your perspective it's important for a man not to allow his woman to control them? Because I know men like who's married who like they wife tell them jumping, they jumping like damn, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I learned from a OG a long time ago that gave me some good game. He said there are men that run the house and there are men that run around the house. And that was just cool wisdom right there. I was just like, it just made me think about what I needed to do as a man, and I should have had my things together before I committed to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I think she would have respected me a little bit more. I felt like since she had more than me, she felt like she can control everything that I did, even when I start having more than her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She still was just like, no, my nigga, we already done got it this way. And it's just like, okay, well now it's like, come on now, baby, now let me take over now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it was already too late. We was already in that.
Yeah, she got comfortable.
Yeah. Like a lot of women like to say, she was already living in her masculine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
and then she's still looking at you as the old you, but you're not looking at
Yeah.
the new improved you.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that,
Exactly.
bro.
Yeah, you
and I
get
can,
it.
Yeah, no, I definitely can relate to that, dog. And
Yeah.
when a man starts feeling disrespected in his marriage, what does that actually look like from your perspective?
Yeah, yeah. It looks like a person just disregarding everything you say. You know, a lot of times where I can tell her something and then she didn't receive it, and her friend to go and tell her the same thing, and now she received it from another person. But I've been telling her for years this,
Right.
but since it's coming from somebody else than me, and I've been wrong, or I've been wrong more than I've been right, she don't even care what I got to say.
Man, bro, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel because it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, you don't trust my fucking word? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then you get the
Yeah.
question. That's why it go back to what I said. You get to question yourself as a person. Like, what I'm doing wrong for you not to trust my word? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I can relate to that. Or
Yeah.
if it's not that, or they be more forgiving, like they'll forgive their friends before they forgive you.
Oh yeah, a lot of that,
Yeah.
And I didn't even do nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing. You know, we had our moments.
crazy.
I do think about writing a book on, you know, the things that we went through, because it's a lot that, you know, I can't really share because I'm not ready to put that out there yet.
Understand? Yeah.
But we did have our moments where it's just like, yo, like, what did I really do to make you just not respect me? And that's one thing that would end the marriage. If a man feel like he's not getting respected, and he's not, you know, especially when he get to the point where it's like, you should respect me.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's just like, okay, it's time for me to figure out how to move on. And the marriage was over before it was over. Before the papers were signed, the marriage was already over.
So that was that moment right there that you feel like it was over, or
Yeah. Basically,
So let me ask you this way: what was that
disrespect.
moment? Like, what was that moment when you said that? What was that one moment when you realized, okay, this marriage is over with. I got to move on, or I gotta just pack my bags and go.
The main moment, I think, where I realized when I had to go was when I asked her. We were starting a business, and I asked her to come to let me take over a certain part, and she didn't allow me to do that. I was ready to transition into, okay, honey, I need you to be housewife, and you need to let me go out here and be the man.
Okay.
But she never let me do that from the beginning. So I just kind of just really, you know, realized like that's probably never going to happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a lot of moments where it was just like, honey, like, I'm going to need you to sit back, and I'm going to need you to let me handle that. Because she will always come to me anyways. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My advice was always good.
Yeah.
Every time something would go wrong, you would come to me anyway. So won't you just let me handle that? And won't you just let me come into this manhood and let's get it? You know what I'm saying? You have done enough. You know, and it's just like enough wasn't enough.
So like, you never try to talk to her like, yo, listen, like, you doing too much, or like you ever try to make her aware of her behavior towards you?
Yeah.
And how was that conversation went?
That was all. It always came back to me.
Like how, like
what I'm not doing. Why she not doing what I need her to do because I'm not doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it will always come. It will always. That's the reason why it was kind of narcissistic, because it was just like, yo, I'm not trying to argue or be, you know, against you or go against the grain, but why do it always end up coming back to me? Like, we're in this together. You made decisions. I made decisions too, and it's just like, yo, we made these decisions together. So why are you blaming me for something that happened and we said that this is what we were going to do? We both agreed to this. I never did things that she never asked me to do, but she will always do things that I ask her not to do.
That's deep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's deep. And like, I've been in situations where like you dealing with somebody that, you know, okay, yeah, I might did wrong, or not wrong. I might mishandle things and might handle things that made you feel the way. But there's nothing that I would have not done to correct what you didn't like.
Yeah.
And then for some odd reason, like some women that just want to take that shit and run with it. They just like to be in control. Like I don't know. Like there's women out there who want to just see a man hurt, and they take enjoyment off that.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
that's just crazy to me.
I think they get into a mode where it's just like, fuck what he talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga ain't. I ain't finna listen to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just a comfortable mode. I think they get comfortable with not you know you be timid, and that's why I said you can't be as a man when you make up your mind as a man and you feel like you gotta do something, just go do it.
Right.
Forget about the consequences of the marriage because it's an order. It got to be some type of order to what's going on. And when things fall out of order, that's when things get ruined. That's when you know what I'm saying. That's when the house burn, when things fall out of order.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
agree
just
with that.
like a man can only play a certain role for a certain time. You can only let your woman lead for so long.
Yeah, I agree to that.
You know what I'm saying? We are built to be leaders.
Yeah, I agree to that 100%. That's something that I realized that too. Like my own little journey of being a better leader and everything. You know, as you being a leader, it's everything's a represent. Talking too fast. Everything is a representation of you.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to ask you, like, what type of friends did she have? Like, she had anybody around her to actually tell her about herself?
No.
Or did they just kind of like add more fuel to the fire?
I don't think they added more fuel to the fire. I think she just didn't. She didn't have enough real people around her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't really. She was very secretive. Nobody really know what we did or how we did it. You know, I had to move a certain type of way because of the certain type of lifestyle we were living.
What you mean by that? If you feel comfortable sharing?
We were hustlers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we had to move a certain type of way because we didn't want everybody to know, you know, that we were hustlers. So we had to kind of just move a certain type of way. So she didn't have a lot of friends, and I had to cut the people that I knew off too because of you know the hustle.
Did you kind of think she was doing something behind your back for her to act like that, or that was just?
I don't think that she did a lot of things behind my back. I just felt like she just didn't listen to me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just boldly. It was just out in the open. It was just
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't behind my back. It was just like, I'm finna just do this. And you know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you this: like, how old were you when y'all was like? So how old were you when you didn't have your stuff together?
I was 26.
So you didn't have your stuff together at 26, and how old were you when you did have your stuff together? That you ended up having more than her.
I was around probably like 35, maybe.
Okay, 35. Okay.
Yeah, 33. No, I would say 33. 33 was one of them years where it was just like, yeah.
Everything booming.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you that because it seemed like by you sharing what you're sharing with me, it sounds like that she still views you as a little boy.
Yeah.
She still views you as you was this person, you was that 26-year-old who's struggling, that you had to live with her. Now you got your shit together. She's still viewing you, looking at you as that.
Yes.
And I can relate to that because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm not that same person that you met. Like, yes, I might have immature ways, or yes, it was at one point in time I was, you know, fucked up. But like, you don't respect me because of who I used to be or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, and I can understand why a person may feel away because they may look at like, damn, okay, you had me in survival mode and things like that. But I'm like, shit, a person young, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm figuring things out just like you figuring things out. But once I got the answers now, like, look at the new version of me. And that's the part where it goes to what I feel like I can relate to that because it's like, for me, it made me think by you sharing what you sharing with me, just like she just had a lot of hurt, deep hurt that you may not never had knew about. Her, like she had to heal her inner child or something.
Yeah. That's why I said kind of in the beginning. I think marriage counseling should have been right on the top of the mark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Out and not in the marriage. I'm talking about before the marriage.
So you see, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I can really see, and not from a pastor. I'm talking about from a psychologist. You know, like let's diagnose you. Like let's, you know what I'm saying? Let me get everything out. Let me see how you really feel, But at that age, resources are not available.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
for sure.
you don't know those resources.
And I want to ask, divorce is not as easy, especially when a child is involved. How do you make that decision to walk away when there's a child in the picture?
The easiest decision, it was a hard decision, but what made it a little bit easier is knowing that I don't want my child to see this dysfunction.
I could respect that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my child was still young enough not to know things or to have that memory. So my child right now would never have those memories of mom and dad fighting.
That's good.
So I had to get up out of there because it's just like, I don't want my child to know these memories.
That's good.
And that hurt it. That hurt it to the core because I really wanted to be there. I really wanted to make it work.
Yeah, especially have the two parents in the same house.
Yeah, I really wanted to make it work, but we had 1,000 conversations on how I felt, and when a man gets silent, that's when he get dangerous.
I feel on that part. So you ain't never like just like, I know you said if you know what you know now, you would have did it before marriage, right? But why y'all didn't do it during the marriage of going to a counselor?
Lack of resources, lack of being around other married people. When you in a certain a group, you want to hang around like-minded people. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be around like-minded people so things can survive a little bit longer. So we didn't really have anybody to really guide us through the things that we were feeling. She didn't have the women around her, and I didn't have the men around me.
Okay.
My OGs was very immature. They was still on the corner smoking weed, selling dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, those were my OGs. I mean, they would just be like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like, yo, you got to give me a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I kind of had to get away from them a little bit too, because they didn't understand what I was going through.
It's so crazy you said that because I can relate to that. And I'm a firm believer, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
And when I was going through situations, like relationship situations, like one of my guys would be like, you got to match your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to tell her, like, you are a reflection of her. So she do something, you got to, you know what I'm saying? And that was my biggest downfall because I'm trying to match her energy. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me being a man, like, no, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that, like, you got people around you who think and act immaturely, it's gonna rub off on you. Even though they might not be your intentions, but it's just like you end up gonna make them wrong type of decisions.
Yeah,
so it's funny that you said that.
That nigga got that from his mama. You know what I'm saying? Because his mama was matching she was matching energy with her boyfriends,
right.
and you know what I'm saying, and the niggas,
right.
and that's how things are do. But you never match energy.
I agree to
you
that.
You never match energy. You never match energy in life. If anybody ain't ever told you that, learn that right now. Never match energy. You know what I'm saying? Just move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you got something going on, if you're really trying to be a businessman in life, you're gonna have disagreements and you're gonna have things. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make a business decision. Do I stay right now, or do I make enough money to be able to do it at the right time?
Right. No,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not struggling. You know what I'm saying? So it's marriage is a big business.
It is. And another thing too, I'm gonna give you kudos on, because when you said like you wanted to get a divorce while your daughter was young. Yeah. And my parents went through the divorce when we was older, and that affected us. You know what I'm saying? And then too, before they got a divorce, the marriage was toxic. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like my dad was in his own world, my mom was in her own world, to where they're not really focusing on us. Which my sister got pregnant at a young age. Yeah. And like, it was all types of messy, that's all types of shit. So that's good that you broke it off at that point, because kids can feel that energy.
Oh yeah. To this day, my daughter, she really just, she only know daddy house and mommy house. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it was just like, I didn't never want to put her in a situation where it's just like she look at me as a deadbeat daddy or like abuser or something like that, because not to be getting off topic or anything like that. Well, no, it's still on topic, but the end of the marriage, that was the worst.
Why you say that?
The divorce,
Oh yeah, why you say that?
that was the worst. It was petty. It was petty. It was a lot of petty energy going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of like, I don't know if she was trying to hold on or if she was just that fucking mean. You know what I'm saying?
What gave you that
like,
impression? You ain't got to get in details, but like,
Yeah.
what was something that you can remember that gave you that impression?
She just one day, I was supposed to pick up my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and I went by the house to go pick up my daughter. She wasn't there. She was holding some things that she wouldn't let me get out the house. So I got to the house or whatever. She wasn't there. So I felt like this was my opportunity to get my birth certificate, to get, you know what I'm saying, some things I done left behind. And I go in the crib, and as I go in the crib, I'm looking for these things. The camera must have alerted her that I was there.
Damn.
So when the camera alerted her when I was there, she pull up on 10. You know what I'm saying? But she already know you got all this stuff of mine that I haven't even got out.
Right.
So it was just like, I need to get that stuff out. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to do things. It's going to save me time. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm trying to get out, before I left, she pulled in behind me on the driveway, so I can't even pull out. So I'm like, dude, get out the way. We'll we going back and forth.
Yeah.
And she called the police and tell them I had a gun. And I do carry my gun.
Yeah.
And that day, I didn't have my gun on me. And you just never know where that could have went.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's more to that story too. That I don't want to share right now. But
It's cool. You ain't got to.
But yeah, that's just one part that just make you be like, yo, like, what is you doing? What is you trying? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you trying to do to me? You know what I'm saying? Because being a black man and dealing with police,
not a good stuff.
no good. Everybody know this.
That shit crazy.
Yeah,
dog. Damn, she was
everybody
that
know
pissed.
this. Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
So did she actually told you like that? Let's work it out. We shouldn't be doing this. Or she was just kind of like, no, why you can go ahead and go.
Yeah. We had conversations where it was just like, let's work it out. We shouldn't be doing this. But then it was like, okay, can you change this and change that and change that? And then it was like, no. She was 100 with it. Like, no, I'm not gonna be able to change that. You need to do this. It always came back to me. You know what I'm saying? So even though she acted like she wanted to work things out, it always came back to me on what I need to do. And it was just like, yo, you don't want this as, you know what I'm saying, as bad as you say you want this.
Right. Nah, definitely, man. You probably answered this, but I'm gonna ask you this anyway. What one part you feel like you could have done differently that you feel like it could help the marriage to work?
I could have probably I could have went to counseling early.
Oh, that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, because that's when I could have got to know who I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because it always start from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? While you in it, you just trying to work, you just trying to figure it out. But you know, in the beginning, if you really know what you're dealing with and you really get that counseling and you really working on what the counselor is asking you to work on, I think you'll be better off. But man, we lasted 10 years crazy like that though.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year marriage. It was 10 years of all of this stuff building up.
And that's why I asked, because it's like 10 years. That's why I'll be like, I'll start looking in. I'm like, when I hear people be like, yeah, I've been married for this amount of years, it's like, okay, why y'all didn't work it out? Why y'all didn't try to fix it? Y'all been together for so long. Why not work it out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I had to ask you that question. Yeah. And like,
you would think people would get better too after a while. Okay. You know what I'm saying? After a while, after your first year, you like, okay, she don't really know me. Your second year, you like, okay, you know, she know me a little bit. Your third year, you like, she should know me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then after your third year, your fourth year, your fifth year, you kind of like you're involving yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's involving, you're involving. You know what I'm saying? You have to get to know each other every other couple years. So that was a new thing. I was meeting a new person every couple years,
And people don't understand that.
and people don't understand
Like,
that.
when you
I didn't
look-
really understand that. At
Yeah,
the time.
and you know, so crazy, bro. I learned
Yeah.
that. I learned that when my father passed. Like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like certain women, I deal with, like, I'm like, damn, you never took time out to get to know the new me since my dad passed.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person as you knew.
Yeah.
Or even before my dad passed, and just in general, me just like maturing. But when my dad passed, that dramatically did change me in a good way.
Yeah.
Good in a good in negative way, in to say. But
Yeah.
and it seems like because when you saying that, some men probably believe that, dang, you know, there's like, men believe we be so quick to get to know the woman, like her in and outs will make her mad, will make her sad. But when the roles reverse, it's like they don't really care about how we feel.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Or do you
think-
agree with that statement? I should say.
No, I agree with that. But a lot of people say it like this. A lot of people say like the woman, they want the marriage, they want the ring, they want the status of saying that they're married, but they don't want the man. You get what I'm saying?
Break it
Like
down.
they want the status of, oh, I got the ring, and you know, you girls can't touch me, woo woo, y'all ain't even married, or we got the house, and you know, we got the car, we got the status, but don't nobody want the man. Don't nobody want to cater to the man when the man coming home working 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? And now he's tired. Now he can't help you out like he want to with the child, and you not catering to him. You don't have the food ready. You know what I'm saying? You don't, you know the things that a wife's supposed to do. His clothes are not washed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your wifely duties. The girlfriend, the wife don't want the wifely duties, but they want the title of being the wife.
Yeah, I agree to that. They're not
Yeah.
willing to even put in the work too.
Yeah.
what I'm
Nobody.
saying?
No. Yeah. They don't want that. They don't want a man. You know, we're masculine. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stand on some things, but then later on we'll be like, you know what, baby, I was tripping a little bit, but
Yeah.
let me have that moment. You know what I'm saying? Don't get masculine with me. Don't if I roar, don't roar back at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see that in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The animal kingdom. You like, there are gender roles that you have to play, that you have to know. Like, either I'm going to be the woman or I'm going to be the man in this relationship. But we can't have two of us.
And so, from your perspective, then, what role you think a man should play, and what role a woman should play?
I think
from your perspective.
I think I don't really believe in gender roles like
Oh,
that.
you don't? Okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
I get what you're saying.
I really don't believe in gender roles, but I do believe in, there are certain things that you have to understand about a man. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things that a man needs. You know, he needs a woman to handle him with care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's dealing with the world. The world is the toughest thing ever. You know, the world is hell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So without God, who do the men have to talk to? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can a man, you know, be the leader of the household if he gotta deal with the world, and he gotta come home and deal with everything in your world, and you not even concerned about everything that he just told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot that's going on in these relationships too.
I agree with that, and I believe that is some women are selfish. They think about themselves. They're not thinking about what they going through, what their man going through. Or like I said, the only thing, it got to be about them.
Yeah.
And if it ain't about them, they don't give a fuck about what you got going on. And that's like my biggest problem. I run into a lot of women. They're very self-centered. Very self-centered. They're like what you said, like, the minute you do something, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like that shit just really crazy. And
Yeah, it's
one of 'em-
cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
for
that's like
sure.
what you call it's like fuck them.
Yeah.
You know,
No, for
I
real.
mean, because that's what it is.
And I want to ask you this, like, and I want to piggyback on this part before we pivot. Like, you said it's important to truly understand your partner, right? In your
Yes.
opinion, what does it mean to really study the person you with?
Oh man, I believe men do a way better job on studying their partner than women do.
Why you feel that way?
Because I feel like there are things that a woman can tell a man not to do, and I feel like he'll try his best not to do it. I feel like a woman don't care most of the time. Most women, not all women. There are some good women out here, but most women don't really care about a man's feelings. We're not supposed to have feelings. We're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like we're supposed to walk around like robots.
Yeah.
We're not robots. You know what I'm saying? We don't just have to provide and work and do what y'all want us to do. You know, we have feelings, we have things that we want to express to, and there are things, you know, when I ask you how was your day, honey, you should talk about your day, but you should actually ask the question back. You know, like actually be like, you know, have a real conversation with me and just be like, hey, yo, so how was your day? You know what I'm saying? And try to get more out of me, because sometimes women so long-winded. By the time you get done hearing everything she have went through in her day,
I agree to that part.
you like, I don't even want to talk about my day. Like, you know what? It is what it is. Maybe I'll get to that in a couple days. You know, like.
Yeah, and then too when they ask you, you be like, "Oh no, I'm straight." But it's like, shit, you took all my fucking time. I gotta go to sleep in a minute now.
I gotta go to sleep. I gotta wake up. I'm on the schedule.
Yeah.
So that's tough, man. That's tough, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, like, all right, I'm gonna need you to know me a little bit better.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to know when I walk in the house a certain way and I don't greet you a certain way. You need to really ask me what's wrong. Don't talk about your feelings right away. Figure out what I got going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's really a woman, you know, just that has a gentle touch about her. Like women are not these days, man, they're a little rough around the edges, man.
Man, they lost, man. These hoes lost. Some of them. For real. No, seriously. They lost because it's like they lost because it's either the friends, maybe the music, and I think one of the main things is social media, because they think like, oh, I'm a girl, why I gotta do this? Or right, like it's not about that. It's just like sometimes if you want a man, maybe you gotta do certain things for that man to want to marry you. Women, I believe this. Mm-hmm. Women don't really keep in mind that a man chooses who you want to marry, and a woman chooses who she want to sleep with. So I just feel like if a woman start having that type of mentality, then maybe things can be different for them. But they're not looking at that they are their biggest enemy because of the way how they look at things. And don't get me wrong.
I agree.
I gotta put some blame on men because some men don't know how to lead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like if a man is, especially you dealing with a man who's like trying to figure things out, especially if you've been dealing with him since he was younger and now he's older now. If he was making those changes. Like a woman needs to learn how to do a better job of letting go of the past, and then learn how to like, okay, this is the new version of me. Get to know me, like what you said earlier. Like study me, get to know the new me. Stop comparing what I used to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers just be miserable, dog. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I feel like there's not enough God-fearing women out here nowadays.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they were God-fearing, they wouldn't be listening to social media and they wouldn't be listening to the music. They'll be more in their book trying to figure out how to be a good wife.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
I agree.
if there was enough God-fearing women, it would be different.
Yeah. And do you believe a narcissistic partner actually knows they're narcissistic, or do they genuinely believe that they're the victim?
No, they genuinely believe they're the victim.
Okay.
Yeah, they really feel like you hurt them that much, or you're doing something that you know that hurted them that much, where they gon' have to react the way that they react. Like I feel like they're willing to go to the. It's very evil. That's why it's the spirit too.
I was about to say that.
It's a
Narcissistic,
spirit.
I never knew that until
It's a spirit. It's a spirit because it's a very evil spirit. It's a very controlling spirit. And even if you sit there and you try to pray that spirit off, only way it's gonna work if that person is praying and fasting, because that's in the word. You know, it's in the word. When the disciples came back to God and they couldn't get a spirit off a man, they asked God. They said, God, why we couldn't get that spirit off that man? And God told them, only certain things come out through prayer and fasting. So that woman will have to pray and she will have to fast in order to get that spirit off. And a lot of people ain't got time for that.
They don't.
They just ain't got time for it.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. No, that's deep. That's definitely deep. And since you brought up the Bible, and from your perspective, you mentioned looking at relationships through a biblical perspective. What does the Bible teach about the roles of a man and a woman in the marriage?
The Bible teaches the man to love his wife like he should love, like Christ loved the church.
Yeah.
So Christ was out here, he was fighting he was flipping tables for the church. You know what I'm saying? He was going around, he was checking people. So people don't believe that the Bible was gangster, but it's kind of gangster. You know, like once you get into it and you get into the stories, you be like, you know what? This ain't that soft Christianity stuff they talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of gangster. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that the Bible teaches. You know, for the man to love his wife like he loves the church, but he never tells the woman that. You know, he only tells the man that because he know that the woman is 9 times out of 10 are not capable of that. Right. You know, not capable of getting out of their own emotions. We're just built different. You know what I'm saying? As much as we you know want to put everything in the same boat, it's just some things I just understand about women that's just different. Yeah. You know, it's just I want to, as a man, I want to get to know how to keep growing this delicate flower.
I agree. Same here.
You know what I'm saying? Like the process of the growth is fascinating for the man. Yeah. You know, the woman just want the flower. You know what I'm saying?
I agree
like
to that.
That's how it goes.
No, I agree to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, piggyback to what I said, like they're not willing to stand by your side and go through the trials and tribulations. They just want the flower. But they're not understanding that to get to that flower, like you got to go through the hula hoops. You got to go through things. Yeah, you got to be that. You got to play a role in order for you to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree. No, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, and you said something that I had to write down. You made an interesting point. That some women see money as the main thing a man should provide instead of wisdom or leadership. What made you come to that conclusion?
I think that the wisdom that a man gives a woman is not carried on because it's not received. People have different love languages. Right. And the woman love language is the flashier things. That's the reason why you see the guy with the gold chain and the flashy diamonds. He get all the women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because they like flashy things. You know what I'm saying? So a study them liking the guy that can give them the knowledge to getting to where they to building a woman, because we're builders. Yeah. We want to build you up. We want to make you be a better person, but we start from the ground up. It don't start from up here and then, you know what I'm saying, we keep going high. And that's how the women, I think the women nowadays ceiling is too high, and they're not willing to take the wisdom from a man so they can at least match what the man is trying to give them. Right. You know, so that's.
Nah, I agree to that, man, because it's like at one point I thought like, me, you had a conversation privately and you said something that stick with me where I'm like, damn, you know, I feel like I didn't provide financially for somebody who I was dealing with.
Yeah.
and you said something about like, well, you know, you did give out wisdom or some shit.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like that. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
fucking- I don't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
saying
You
word
most
for word.
definitely gave out wisdom.
And you gave out, you know what I'm saying? And that's
yeah,
something like, because I always thought that it had to be from a financial standpoint.
No, it don't work like that. When you sitting there and you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and she telling you about all her problems to 2 o'clock in the morning. You dealing with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's wisdom. You're trying to help her get to the next day, and you're sacrificing your sleep and your time and everything, you know what I'm saying, that you have to do the next day in order to get her mind in the right place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's-
So
yeah.
when a person don't appreciate you for at least trying to get their mind in the right place. Like I said, when in the beginning of my relationship, in the beginning of my marriage, I didn't have it all. Only thing I had was the wisdom. You know, only thing I had, but we build businesses together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We built nice things. We had nice things together, but that didn't come from me just coming in with a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? That came from me first getting it from the father, you know what I'm saying, telling me what it is, and me passing it down to my family and hoping that she'll pass it down to the kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a order.
It is. And the book of Proverbs speaks about, I think, wisdom's it's worth more than ruby gold. I don't know how it's worded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that the Bible speaks about how wisdom basically
yeah,
worth more than money.
Yeah, and it most definitely is. It most
Yeah.
definitely is. I'd rather, I'd rather be wise and not having to go through certain things and have fake company around me because I have money. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom
Right.
tells you, hey, get those people from around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to lead you down to a certain path, or that's not going to get you right with God. And that's the ultimate person that you want to please at the end of the day.
I agree to that. And
Yeah.
before we wrap it up, I do want to ask you, like, what are signs of a narcissistic woman that men should pay attention to?
The signs is the controlling. I would say that's the best thing I could say, like,
Controlling?
because they want to control everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not one thing. It's everything. It's who you talking to, where you work.
Right.
You know, like just everything. That's
Deep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I should ask you that. It may be somebody who may be listening who can have an idea. But
help somebody.
But you know, everything you've been through, man, like, how has God shaped you as a person? Because you mentioned how your mom and like, you know, then your pops, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people be lost. But you know what I'm saying? But you got a lot going on, you still keeping it pushing.
Yeah, most definitely. God has been there from the beginning. That's all I knew since a kid. You know, when there wasn't food on my table, I prayed. You know, when I was struggling in school, I prayed. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't have the job, I prayed. And I just felt like he's always answered my prayers. And it wasn't right there, you know, when I felt like I needed them, but they were always on time.
Right.
You know, so I do feel like God, you know, will let you go through some things, and he will let you figure yourself out. We're not robots. We're not built to be robots.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's some things that we got to come out of. It's some spirits that we got to get rid of. It's some things that me and you both know, like right now we're struggling with, that if we get rid of those things, we could become a better person.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, I need to stop eating this, or I need to stop talking to these people, or I need to stop watching this. And we know these things in our self-conscious. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't nothing but God just letting us work on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? So I just felt like he's just always there, and he's always been present, and that's how he just kept with me through the whole walk.
No, that's good, man.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that one. God definitely been giving me the clarity of how to go about certain things, and gave me the clarity of how to be a better man, and more importantly, gave me the clarity of, like, forgiving, like, past women that I dealt with. Because even though I might talk my shit about how women are, but it's just like a lot of these women are spiritually weak, And secondly, like I have to look at their upbringing, because it's like, you know, if a person never seen a positive role model, like I said earlier, how can they go about things?
Yeah.
But so it's really on to that person to really to seek the wisdom. And my opinion is, if you really want to be a better man or a woman, you have to seek God, and God can give you the clarity. Because when you start trying to do off the worldly things, for example, for a man, okay, I gotta fuck plenty of hoes for me to feel like I'm the guy.
Yeah.
But now developing more problems for you.
Yeah, because the devil number one rule is
Bring
for
confusion.
you to do your own will.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's his number one. Do your own will. So it's just do as you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. You have to give out some grace. You have to give
Yeah.
out some mercy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You have to give out a whole lot of forgiveness. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just you just clearing your mind and just keeping your mind just off the bull crap.
Have you? When speaking of forgiveness, have you forgave your wife, your ex-wife?
Yes.
Y'all good now, or y'all
Yes,
still
yes,
just
we're good. We're most definitely at a better place.
okay?
We're not all the way there, you know, but we are at a really good place where we're co-parenting. Our co-parenting is very good.
Okay.
You know, but every once in a while she'll talk crazy. You know, but
Has she like apologized to you for her mistakes?
no.
Nah.
Nah,
Man.
I don't.
Thanks, bro, I hear that.
I don't. I probably would never get that. Like I was telling the person a long time ago. I feel like some people that deal with the narcissistic spirit. I believe they want you to write your own apology and just say sign right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna write my own apology down and you just sign right here, because they would never, ever say that they did something
Right.
wrong.
I agree.
And I accept that. And it's
Yeah.
cool. And I'm cool with that. As long as, you know, we co-parenting good, I mean, I'm good. I don't need the apology.
Yeah, that's good. You know, some people like that.
But I have apologized.
Oh, that's good. It says a lot about your character.
Yeah, I have said, you know what, I have made some mistakes and I have did some
How would
things.
she react to it? She was like, "Nigga, please." Like
She was like, yeah, but you don't care enough to be with me, or, you know what I'm saying, some stuff like that. Like it would be some like off the wall stuff she would say to me for me to be like, dang, like. Sometimes you'd be like, dang, like why did I even say it? But you know, you have to get your own stuff off in order for you to feel better.
Facts.
It wasn't even about her. It was just like.
So in a way, she still wanted to be with you.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Oh, okay.
Most definitely. But she didn't want to change.
Got it.
It's how can you can you want that's backwards.
And it is backwards, man.
It's backwards. Yeah.
And this is my last question, man. Like, two last questions. So you doing something different in the city. You are you are a Christian rapper.
Yeah.
So like, what made you want to be a Christian rapper?
Yeah, I'm a gospel rapper. I put the Christianity to the side and I work more in the spirit.
Okay.
But what made me want to be a spiritual rapper is my daughter was born premature, and I was going through some things when she was in the womb, and I thought she was gonna die. And I was always telling God, like, God, one day I'm going to, you know, praise your name and rap, you know, about, you know, you and figure it out. And when I was going through those things, man, I started writing. And I started writing about how I feel about God and how I feel about life and how he was there for me. And then I started writing hits. So I'm like, hold on, like, you know, like this is a thing for me to do. Like, God, this is my mission right here. God really want me to write these songs down and give it out to the world. So it's not normal music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the only person in the city that I kind of know of that's really taking that path. But that's where God want me to be, so that's where I'm gonna be.
You know, I do want to get to Christian rap. I just can't get into it, but
it's a lot of artists though out here that you gotta tap into.
That's more of me because I'm used to listen to the ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like I gotta just adjust to listen to that positive side.
But it's but one thing about the rap that I'm doing is that, you know, it's different artists. Where I'm coming from, a different person, you know, may rap East Coast, West Coast. It depends, you know, because some people like different type of music. East
Yeah.
Coast music, West Coast music, South music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a different gospel rapper out there for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you so positive. I think that you'll really like it if you find who you can, you know what I'm saying, rock with. Cause it's different guys out here that I can put you on that you'll be like.
I want you
You-
to. I
yeah.
did find some artists from like on TikTok.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
most definitely a lot, man. It's a lot of us out here. I'm just one of the only people that's kind of doing it in the city. And if you guys are doing it, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all out here, please feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really all about teamwork.
Oh, for sure. Teamwork,
Yeah.
make dream work. So
Yeah.
this is my last question, man. Like, any project coming out? Anything?
Oh yeah. I just dropped a project not that long ago that I'm still pushing that I feel
Okay.
like haven't reached its full potential.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm gonna still push this project until it's time for me to release more music. But I have been doing more music.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm a firm believer. I heard somebody say this, man. God have a purpose for you, and the devil have a purpose against you. So it's just like keep that in mind. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
whatever I can do to support. I appreciate you even coming on, supporting me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So can anybody find your music on Apple Music?
Yeah, you can find my music on Apple Music.
Okay.
I'm Lambozo 414. You know what I'm saying? On Instagram, on TikTok. On TikTok, I'm sorry, I'm Lambozo 414. On Instagram, it's the Lambo Metro Market. So man, just check me out. Check out what I got going on, man. I really appreciate your time, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This was beautiful, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of everything y'all got going on in the city. It's just helping the city
for sure.
get out here a little bit more. Thank you.
For sure.